Welcome, U.S. Service National Conference delegates. I'm absolutely thrilled to be here with you today. We're looking at a huge, pivotal moment in our history right now, and I put together this explainer of the Service Evolved 2026 white paper to kind of guide us through it all. Today is really all about building a bridge. We're taking the incredibly cherished legacy of service and constructing a sustainable, vibrant pathway right into the future. It's such an exciting time to be part of this community, and we've got a lot of fascinating ground to cover. So let's get into it. Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap for today. First, we'll look at the challenge of stagnation, then returning to Bob's vision, followed by the hybrid membership model, the Peace Builders program, and finally, measuring success by 2030. We'll be looking at both the structural and programmatic shifts together. So, starting us off with Section 1, the challenge of stagnation. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is looking at our demographic reality. I mean, we all deeply love the incredible history of service, right? The connections made, the borders crossed, it's completely unparalleled. But to protect that legacy, we have to look objectively at where we stand. Just look at this stark demographic cliff. Right now, a massive 60% of our members are over the age of 60. Meanwhile, that crucial 18 to 40 youth cohort, they make up only 15% of our community. Without a sustained influx of younger generations, this peace mission we carry, well, it simply can't be passed forward. And honestly, this ties directly to our growth, which has been less than 1% annually since 1992. But hey, here is the good news. We are not in a crisis yet. Not at all. We still have over 450,000 Swiss francs in our reserves, and our international credibility is rock solid. But we absolutely have to act now, right? We need to move from a position of strength to prevent an institutional fade out. The resources are there. We just need the right structure. Which brings us to Section 2, returning to Bob's vision. I want to reassure everyone in the room right now, especially those of you who've literally dedicated decades to serve us, that the reforms we're proposing are not about erasing our history. Actually, scratch that. It's the exact opposite. What we're proposing is a profound return to our roots. It's about finally fulfilling our founders' original, bold dream. Take a look at these actual typewritten notes from Bob Lutweiler back in 1999. He didn't envision a passive network where people just show up for a free bed. No way. He envisioned a true work-study travel system. He wanted serious engagement, social change, and active participation. In fact, Bob was highly critical of what service was becoming. He explicitly warned against turning into, and I quote, a cheap housing program for the middle class rather than genuine peace activism. That is a seriously powerful critique from our founder. The shift we're discussing today, this move from a passive hosting network to an active peace movement, it's exactly what Bob wanted. It's about putting the activism back into our peace activism. So, what does this all mean? It brings us to the pivotal question. How do we restructure to attract this missing generation? How do we actually build an organization that appeals to, say, a 22-year-old student who wants to make a tangible impact on the world, while simultaneously honoring all the members who built this community? To figure that out, we have to look closely at how we're organized. And that leads us to Section 3, the hybrid membership model. And this brilliantly illustrates the structural solution proposed in the white paper. Now, you're going to hear a lot of new natural metaphors today, things like oaks, seekers, owls, sunflowers. But don't let the new terminology overwhelm you. The core goal here is incredibly straightforward. We are simply removing bureaucratic friction to let the next generation in. We're moving from relying solely on our traditional oaks, which represent our national chapters, to a highly diversified, vibrant ecosystem of members. Let's break those down. At the foundation of this new ecosystem, we have the Seekers. This is our new youth baseline. So instead of navigating heavy chapter bureaucracy, a university student can gain instant direct access to the global community. They aren't just looking for passive travel, they want purposeful engagement. By making their entry completely frictionless, we align with how digital native generations actually connect today. Next up, we have the Owls. These are experienced Service International individuals, basically members who have been active for 5 years or more. Under this new hybrid model, Owls gain direct individual voting and motion submission rights at the General Assembly. This is a real game changer. It gives our dedicated members direct empowerment and a powerful democratic reason to stay invested in service for the long haul. Then we have the Sunflowers, or SI social groups. Think of aligned civil society organizations, maybe university student associations, or youth NGOs formally partnering with Service. This opens up massive institutional pipelines. Instead of recruiting one by one, which takes forever, we can bring entire cohorts of passionate young people from campuses directly into our network. It multiplies our impact instantly. This quick comparison neatly compartmentalizes these structural changes. In the past, our focus leaned heavily toward passive hosting. Now, it's about being an active peace movement. We move from high bureaucracy for youth entry right to frictionless access. Governance shifts from relying solely on chapter delegates to including direct individual empowerment. And finally, we move from operating in isolation to deeply integrating with social groups. Basically, we keep the traditional chapters you know and love while adding agile modern pathways for engagement. Moving right along to Section 4, the Peace Builders Program. So if the hybrid model is the structural shift, this is the programmatic shift. This is the what that our new members will actually be doing. We're introducing a comprehensive 100-hour curriculum designed to literally turn both our hosts and travelers into active, trained peace educators. To pull this off, we're integrating the Alternatives to Violence Project, or AVP, into our modules. AVP is a 50-year proven methodology. We aren't just talking about abstract concepts of peace here. We're equipping young activists with real, tangible tools. They'll learn the transforming power philosophy, use consensus-based agreements, practice intercultural dialogue through iMessages, and learn team-based facilitation. It's rigorous, hands-on learning. Let's move to and see how this builds, because this isn't just a one-off weekend seminar. It builds into a lifelong journey. Graduates become certified peace builder educators who lead 30-minute mini-learning sessions, what we lovingly call homeschooling, during standard host traveler stays. After 3 years, they advance to the senior level to mentor others. And eventually, if they stick with it for 5 years, they hit the master level, anchoring the curriculum regionally. It's a true long-term leadership track. Finally, we arrive at Section 5, Measuring Success by 2030. You know, vision is wonderful, but execution requires strict accountability. The white paper doesn't just toss around ideas. It provides a concrete roadmap with localized stakes for everyone in this room. We need to know exactly how we'll track progress. Here's the 5-year rollout plan. We start with a pilot in Paris in 2027 and review it in 2028. But I want the U.S. delegates here to look right at 2029. That is when the opening USA seminar lands in San Francisco. This transformative program is coming right to your doorstep, folks. From there, we expand to India and Argentina in 2031 and a Kenya hub by 2033. It's a highly calculated global expansion. So the crucial point is how we actually measure all of this. We call it the 55,555 Key Performance Indicators. It's pretty catchy. By 2030, our target is an increase of 55,555 Swiss francs in annual revenue to restore financial resilience. We aim to bring in exactly 5,555 young seekers. We want at least 55 owls voting directly in governance, and we want 5 Global Peace Builders seminars fully operational. Success is going to be strictly tracked and completely transparent, no guessing games. Which leaves us with this final overarching thought. We are standing at a threshold right now. Will we remain a passive legacy, just kind of slowly fading out? Or will we take the bold steps required to build a bridge to a conscious, active peace community? The choice is entirely ours. By embracing this evolution, we don't just save service, we honor Bob Lutweiler's enduring legacy, and we empower a whole new generation to build a more peaceful world. Thank you so much for your focus today. Now let's get to work.